to make FNAF 2 a day early before it officially releases.
Absolutely.
Yes,
A
sir.
day early. We're really like FNAF entrepreneurs.
I am so hyped right now. I'm wearing my FNAF sweater actually. Freaking.
You're fucking dweeb. Shut your ass up. I'm playing, Chad. I'm playing, man. Listen, hey, if we not equally as much as FNAF fans as y'all, bro,
We're frauds.
we're frauds, bro. Cause why the fuck would we order tickets before the movie even comes out? Like,
Honestly.
let's be real, man. Like, are we real? Like, and if we're being honest, I'm very hype about the movie. Are you hype about the movie?
I am very hyped about the movie.
I'm very hype about
three
the movie.
three videos.
Oh, and it only takes.
Direct to the trailers.
We're doing this because we love the fucking franchise.
Yes, sir. We grew up on this.
The franchise is amazing.
After we see the movie, we're gonna make a little review talking about it. We'll first start without spoilers, but I think we'll eventually get to spoilers like later on in the video. But we'll see how it goes.
Fuck that. What? If you didn't see it, we're spoiling everything for you. In all seriousness, man, we're gonna give a full-on review. What's your pre-reviews, man?
Pre-review. So first one, I enjoyed a lot. Despite its many flaws, I gave that a 7 out of 10 because I enjoyed it a lot. This one actually looks like it's going to be better, if not just as good, in my opinion. I'm still thinking like 7 out of 10. Like 3.5 stars on Letterboxd. Go follow my Letterboxd if you haven't, by the way. It'll be linked in the description down below. But yeah, I'm thinking it'll be like just as good. I think it'll be scarier. That's for sure. It actually looks pretty scarier than the first one.
That is true.
That is something they said that we're focusing more on.
Hey, I mean, like, I would hope so, because at the end of the day, like, I think FNAF 1 was really like an intro to the franchise for people that never seen the franchise before.
Yeah.
So it's just like they wanted to get in within, like, you know, people may, like, you know, hate it a little bit because they didn't really follow the lore of what it was previously.
Yeah, that and the lore is like really goddamn complicated. So getting that into a movie is definitely not going to be an easy task.
For sure. And it's just like they had to like patch that in within like 2 hours. So it's just like, and trust me, that is not 2 hours worth of like, you know, lore that they can really dive in. So hopefully like FNAF 2 like backpacks off FNAF 1 really like good and make it like the big brother of the franchise. And hey, like, you know.
But James, question: who are you most excited to see in FNAF 2?
Is that even a question? Crash Out Man himself.
Withered Bonnie!
Withered Bonnie! Oh! Just like that.
Oh my god. Dude, if they somehow reference that jump scare in the movie.
Bro, they have to.
Cinema. I'm gonna applaud so hard.
Bro, I'm like, thank you.
I'm there. Thank you.
Thank you. Wait, I'm still on video?
What?
Oh, shit.
You think Markiplier's gonna be in it?
Bro, it would be actually crazy if he's in it. Like, you know,
he's
like,
been kind of quiet on YouTube. I mean, I haven't been watching him lately, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think he's been kind of quiet on YouTube lately. I know he's working on his Iron Lung movie, but I thought it was still crazy that he wasn't in the first one. And obviously that was like due to scheduling stuff. But if he's not in the second one, it's like, what are we doing here? You can't have a FNAF movie without the king himself.
Huh?
Before we go, I want to thank everyone for 500 subs on YouTube. Thank you so much for that. Imagine I check right now, it's back to $4.99.
I'm unsubbing.
But thank you for 500 subs. Let's keep that number going. Always appreciate the support. And if you like this video, leave a like and subscribe. And tell me, if you saw the movie already, let me know what you thought about the movie. Without spoilers, because I know there's people who haven't seen the movie yet. And it's opening weekend. But yeah, thank you again. We are almost at the theater. And we will come back to you later with our thoughts.
Absolutely. And just like that, signing off. Yeah. Did you see what I just did? Surely I'm not the only one in the movie theater that had that reaction.
Yeah, this is no joke. FNAF 2 was... I feel so let down right now. It's just like... It's actually bad.
So as you can know, chat...
I love saying chat like we're live.
Hey, Hey, I mean, listen, man.
Over here,
We really just
we're
we came in there with high.
eating Burger King as comfort food right now. So
Not my
yeah.
choice, by the way. This is
What?
There's nothing wrong with Burger King.
But, like-
You're hating.
that wasn't like. Luckily, this wasn't the worst thing of the night.
All right. Okay, so obviously, if you couldn't tell already, we're not really big fans of the FNAF 2 movie right now. It wasn't complete dog shit, though. It had some cool moments, and we're gonna talk about what we liked and what we didn't like. Let's start off with what we liked first about the movie. And spoiler warning: we are gonna talk about spoilers because I feel like there's no way to talk about it without getting into spoilers. So
I mean,
yeah, this is just
it's either you know the lore or not.
yeah.
You know what
This
I mean?
is your spoiler
Like,
warning.
The game has been
Right
out
now.
for over a decade. All right. If you're not tapped in, tap in. You know, it's not 2 + 2 don't equal 5. Sometimes it do. But
All right,
I'll say
let's
my
start with
take
yeah.
on
What did we
what-
like about the movie?
You know, like it definitely felt more polished in the aesthetic wise. You know, of the movie. The animatronics was looking, better than it did last movie, right?
That's true. Yeah, they cooked again with these designs of the animatronics. They looked amazing as always.
Now,
What else?
see, that's crazy. The fact that we had so much negatives more than what the positives really are, it just really like shows that this movie was definitely rushed, and like the pacing of it, and like it was just all over the place. It's just like,
Yeah, I think like the first half, pacing wise, was not that bad. I feel like as it got towards the end, the pacing really got rushed. What else? I mean, the sets were good. The office looked amazing. The pizzeria looked incredible. I like that they added that whole little water ride
Yeah,
thing.
for
That
sure.
was cool.
For sure.
And there were changes from the game to the movie. Like they added those small marionette things. Remember?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I do remember.
Yeah, those small marionette puppet things. That was a cool change.
I mean, like, it was definitely giving Easter eggs to like,
Yeah.
which like from different games other than just FNAF 2, which will like definitely like.
I think they
dive
did
on.
a good job of like implementing the like gameplay into the movie as well. Like as we were talking about in the car, the facial scanning thing.
Yeah,
They
for
did a
sure.
good job with that.
Like, not every movie's perfect, correct? But it's as hype as this movie
Yeah.
was.
I wasn't. Yeah, I think it's important to note that I wasn't going into this expecting a masterpiece
Of course.
of a video game movie, because that like never happens with video game movies. Like they're always gonna be
Unless it's Sonic.
flawed. Yeah. Or Sonic. Yeah, Sonic 3 was amazing, but but with this movie, like I was at least hoping that it would be somewhat of an improvement from the first one, because I enjoyed the first one too. But I was just hoping they, they would like go, I guess, a bit bigger with this one, because they were like saying that in the promotion too, like, oh, this is gonna be we're going bigger with this one. It's gonna be more jump scares, and there were more jump scares.
There were more
Yeah.
jump scares.
More jump scares.
There was
It was
more
scary.
a horror aspect into
Yeah.
this movie. But like, it's just
But
how
somehow
did
they
it.
still fumbled it.
They still fumbled it. Like, let's just get down to who really pissed me off during the movie. The older animatronics, right? The withered ones.
withered. Yeah.
So it's no surprise we're like, okay, the toys, that's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
The toy animatronics, that's fine. But we wanted to see what the old animatronics really wanted to do, the withered ones, right? Just for them to literally have 0 to none screen time.
No, not even. I don't think they even got like 10 minutes of screen time, which is the most disappointing thing about that movie for me, at least. Like, I think I said in my official trailer reaction that Withered Bonnie is my favorite animatronic, and he literally had 2 scenes, him powering up, and well, they showed him before he powered up, so I guess that's 3 scenes. Like him just sitting there, him powering up, and him just sitting in the vent, crawling in the vent. He didn't even crawl out of the vent. Like Mike closed it up on him, and he didn't do anything. The Withers did
didn't do
like almost nothing,
anything, bro.
and that was probably the most disappointing thing for me about that movie.
I don't know, I feel like there was a lot of things they could have worked on. It's just like, it's just unfortunate because they have so much source material to build off of, and they just movie after movie just kept getting more lost, like of what they want to
Because
achieve.
compared to the first movie, in the final acts, like you're in the pizzeria the whole time. I feel like in this one, like you do get a good look of the pizzeria, but it still feels like you're not in there enough. Like you don't feel like you explored that whole area as much as you did in the first movie. Because the first movie you see Mike exploring everywhere, and the movie takes time to like show you like what they made and all that.
Exactly, which I prefer. If anything, I would rather prefer that.
Yeah, and they did the same. Yeah, they did a similar thing with the second movie, but when the final act started happening, like we're barely in it. Like,
why the f be in a sewer? Where was that sewer?
I mean, I think that was a cool change that they did to show that they had a water ride in the pizzeria.
Why was there little marionettes inside the sewer?
I don't know.
Exactly.
I didn't make this.
Exactly.
I think they just did it only for that one kill. They literally just added those marionettes just for that one kill. They just never showed up again.
I mean, then they added another sewer part, which is like Balloon Boy there, which is like.
Yeah,
and then,
Balloon Boy did nothing too.
That's not like, as much as everybody hates Balloon Boy. Everybody hates Balloon Boy. He's our biggest op.
Biggest op,
you know,
gonna have to
taking my succulent batteries. You know, it's like that's a whole nother story, right? Even
there could have been some way they could have like referenced that mechanic. Like when his eyes started flashing at Mike, for a second I thought that would have been some way to like, oh, maybe
he was
disables
alerting
his flashlight,
maybe he
or
was
something like
alerting
that.
Foxy or something.
Mm-hmm.
But like he didn't like. He's literally known for being a nuisance.
Mm.
He wasn't portrayed as that. He literally got packed up in the second scene was in.
He just popped up, flashed Mike in the eyes, and Mike just literally got up, ripped his head off. I'm not even joking. He literally ripped his head off and just threw it away.
I'm like,
I feel like we don't even get to see Balloon Boy in his a full shot of Balloon Boy. We just see his face and that's it. Yeah, I think the biggest problem with this movie, one of the biggest problems is that they didn't use most of these animatronics enough. Like most of these animatronics did not get enough screen time.
Toy Chica out of everybody had the most screen time.
I think they used Toy Chica pretty well though.
No, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. But if you're gonna like introduce a franchise of the FNAF lore, highlight every single one of them about what they do.
Yeah.
Like at least like
because in FNAF 1 they at least show each animatronic like doing their own thing when those people like break into the pizzeria. They show everyone doing their own thing, like taking them out in some like creative way. And they even reference the jump scare with Foxy. He does the jump scare scream and he like runs down the hall at that one dude.
And that one scene. It's just like we didn't get enough representation for the animatronics. And that's what
especially
really
the Wizards. And that was like a huge like.
Let's be honest, we don't give a f about Mike. We don't. We don't give a f about his sister. We don't care about Vanessa. We care about William and the animatronics, right?
I wasn't expecting a lot of Williams for this one.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because like they gotta prep him up for FNAF 3. Yeah.
Oh, that just like made me think of something. Like, I think we should have gotten more screen time or gotten at least some screen time of William and Henry working together in the past.
Maybe in FNAF 3.
Maybe, yeah.
Because that's the movie's gonna be about him.
Yes, yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right, yeah. I do think, what was I about to say? I do think they do a pretty good job with like referencing lore stuff. Like at the beginning of the movie, it starts with Charlotte being killed, and it shows William having to learn a kid to kill him off. But Charlotte saves him, and she ends up getting killed instead. So they do a pretty good job with like referencing that, because that happens in the mini games too in FNAF 2. Like,
right.
In a totally different way. Like it happened, like in the mini games, Charlotte gets killed outside of the pizzeria.
Yeah.
So I think they did a pretty good job like referencing that.
I mean, she over here white knighting. She over here talking about some saving a kid, and then we have Spring Batman over here like.
Oh yeah, that's another thing.
Over here teleporting and shit.
The movies love to show how heavy these animatronics footsteps are. Like whenever they walk, like you hear every step. And I kid you not, when Toy Chica started walking, the whole theater shook.
Like China felt that shit.
It was insane. But whenever they go to kill someone, it's complete silence. It is like they become Batman all of a sudden.
All of a sudden, bro, it's just like, for like one scene, like, they was over here walking in the hallway, and then this man, Freddy, was a wizard one, appeared out of nowhere. Talk about some, let me get your J's, nigga. I'm like,
Somehow Mike didn't notice him when Freddy was standing right in front of him.
and then we had Mike going, what? Huh? And then he gave him optimal time to grab the fucking glass. He was like, oh. Bro, if anybody played FNAF 2, especially Night 7,
Oh,
you 1 second off, you're done. Hey, but in all seriousness though, FNAF 1 was like unironically like better than 2. People might have said,
I
like,
hate to say it because like if you watch my trailer reactions, I was hyping up this movie so much, and like I said before, I wasn't expecting it to be like, oh, this is like absolute cinema, but I was at least hoping for it to be like somewhat of an improvement from the first one. There was this weird editing choice too, like after the Universal logo happens, there's like a countdown in the background. William Afton's go like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then it shows the title card, Five Nights at Freddy's 2, and then Pizzeria happens, Charlie gets killed, but then the opening credits happen. I have never seen that in a movie before. I don't remember the last time I've seen that in a movie at all, actually. Like, you show the title card first, let the scene play, and then opening credits? Like, don't get me wrong, the opening credits was cool. It was the same style as the first movie, but it was just so weird. It was like, why not just wait until the whole scene happens, do the opening credits, and then the title card? I don't know. It's just a weird editing choice for me. And speaking of editing again, that flashback sequence with Vanessa and William Afton. Well, not flashback, the dream sequence, whatever. Mm-hmm. That was kind of confusing to follow.
really?
I think like when they showed her like getting in the cop suit and her like shooting him, and like
I think that was just really just, it wasn't something really to follow.
Mm-hmm.
It was just really like her fighting her fears of her dad. So it wasn't really like, oh, this is what happened, this is what happened. The only thing that I probably would say would like follow was like, she was a kid, and then, like I said, spoilers. We already gave them spoilers, correct?
yes, we did.
Yes, we
Spoiler
did.
warning.
We gave a spoiler warning. She goes into the attic.
Yes. And we see all the
like, you know,
blueprints
and everything, how FNAF came to be. She goes to hide.
And if you know the lore, then you know this will make sense.
We have the one and the only.
They can't see you, bro.
Oh, sister, location star, baby.
Circus baby.
Baby.
That was probably the most insane reveal that we've gotten in the movie, and that moment was actually pretty damn hype in the movie because literally no one saw it coming. Like, and it makes sense lore wise because sister location does take place before FNAF 1 and 2. Mm-hmm. But anyways, yeah, we get to see Circus Baby. I'm not sure if they built that suit practically, but if they did, props to them. That does build hype for the future of these movies to see where they're gonna go, and hopefully it'll get better from there.
The lore, like, you know, is there. Like how you mentioned the lore. Like,
I get it's hard to like add lore like Five Nights at Freddy's into a movie because it's a lot, and adding that into a hour and a half movie can definitely be difficult.
Oh yeah, but this one like ties in, right? Whereas like now we have this sequence where we have some like teenagers, kids, right, going into the old FNAF 2 location, correct? Mm-hmm. Now that's like obviously
The Ghost Hunters.
The Ghost Sisters, yeah. That was them introducing, you know, the animatronics, the new ones and stuff like that, right? Come to realize we have a person that helped them out get to that establishment, correct?
Yes, sir.
Man goes by the name of Mike, aka you know who that is if you know the lore.
Full name, Michael Afton.
Michael Afton.
That's right. Michael Afton also appears in this movie, which was also another surprise. Like, I will say they did a really good job of hiding all this stuff in like ads and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Promoting this movie.
Yeah. It was just like when we heard Mike, I'm like, Mike, that ain't Mike Schmidt.
Is when he said like, oh, my full name's Michael. I was like, oh shit.
And that definitely
It's Afton.
that ain't Mike Epps. That's Michael. All right, Afton, right? Whereas like he already was giving up the persona where he was like a little bit off, you know. He wasn't really like all the way there, like as like, you know, any son of a killer would be, right? So like he was already like introducing like the atmosphere of what the old like establishment was to the people, helping the ghosts, you know, hunters and stuff like that. Then we get to, you know, what's under the establishment, right? Whereas like one of the ghost hunters went under there, and that's when we seen the marionette. Now,
Well, that's under the stage.
Yeah, on the stage, yeah. Which is like, you know, the marionette, in my opinion, might have the best design.
Looked really good. The puppet looked really, really good.
It looked really good. I thought it would be like chop.
Really?
Yeah, I thought like, you know, she just looked like, you know, fugly. So I was just like, wasn't expecting a lot. But for it to be like that, like detailed in HD, it was just like, wow. Like,
speaking of the marionette, I'm very confused in how. So we all know that Charlie possesses the marionette. If you know the lore, then you know this already. And same thing happens in the movie, but somehow the puppet can possess other people, and they look like the puppet whenever they're possessed. And it looked cool on the actors. It looked really cool on them, but it really confuses me how she can do that. As cool as it looked, it still confused me a lot.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Every time she possessed somebody, I was just like, what the actual?
It probably would have been cooler if the puppet itself got out of the box, because it can do that. It got out of the box and just roamed around the pizzeria. Because it can do that, and you could have the white eyes on it. That's to show that when Charlie's like pissed or something.
Exactly. Like, and we got
yes. Oh my god. Yeah, I totally forgot about that. There's like an Easter egg in the movie where they're at the old establishment when it's all run down, and Mike picks up a Freddy plushie, and he presses it, and it makes the it makes that sound. That was definitely the funniest moment in the movie. Everyone laughed at that. That was really good,
bro.
Yeah,
because like, who would have thought he got cameo?
Yeah, like,
before Markiplier.
Oh yeah. Still no Markiplier. No Markiplier.
No Mark.
He's probably busy with Iron Lungs
because
so he can't really be mad.
Because
shout out Markiplier to Cloak Brand for wearing his FNAF sweater.
Now it just goes to like the new animatronics are out and about. You know what I mean?
I'm really surprised that since they were pushing for a more scary, like more horror aspect with this movie, add some more kills, bro. Yeah, I feel like when the animatronics start roaming around and they start breaking into people's houses, like, dude, like, kill some people. Like, what? At least let Charlie get some kills in. Let the two animatronics get some kills in, bro. Oh, I just thought about this. We're pretty all over the place.
We are.
So kind of going back to when we said the animatronics looked good. They looked great, and the voices were great. Megan Fox killed it as Toy Chica. She was great. What's his name? Kellen Groff, I think that's his name. He voiced Toy Freddy. Kellen Groff as Toy Freddy was great, but he barely had any lines.
Yeah.
Megan Fox had the most lines out of all three of them. But and Matt Pat as Toy Bonnie. I think the voice is good. However, it sounds nothing like Matt Pat. Honestly, Matt Pat, great job on the voice, because you honestly fooled us. Like at first,
I'm like,
if I heard that for the first time,
you mean
I would have been
that's the game theory?
Like, if I didn't know he was casted as Toy Bonnie, I never would have guessed it was him
At all.
I never would have guessed it. So Matt Pat, props to you, because that was a really good voice.
Like Zendaya or some shit, bro.
Well, at least they spoke. Like, that was one of my biggest issues with the first movie. None of the animatronics spoke. I really wanted them to have voice lines, but at least we got voice lines from these toy animatronics.
Don't get y'all hopes up. They didn't speak in this one either. The old ones.
Oh yeah, the old ones didn't show up. Speaking of which, let's get to the ending. That ending, rushed. Oh my god, it was so rushed, bro.
Yeah, like, it just didn't. I mean, it made sense, but it didn't. Cause it was just like, I understand why he want to space out from Vanessa. I get it.
Oh, Mike. Yeah. So at the end of the movie, you know, they all defeat the. Well, I gotta say what happens in the climax. So Mike is in the office at the pizzeria. He disconnects like the connection from all the animatronics because that's how Charlie was controlling them. And you know, they all gather at Mike's new house because Charlie has control over Toy Chica, and Toy Chica brings Abby back to their house after this whole thing with the science fair at her school or whatever. And now the puppet was hiding inside of Toy Chica, which I think that was a nod to Lefty. What are you doing?
I don't know.
When it's revealed that the puppet was hiding inside of Toy Chica, part of me think that was a nod to Lefty.
Wait, the puppet's inside Lefty?
Yeah, the puppet's literally inside of Lefty.
Physically?
Yeah.
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
I think that was a nod to that. So Puppet takes control of Abby. Mike and Vanessa meet up at their house, and all the toy animatronics start like surrounding them. We got Toy Freddy, Toy Bonnie, Toy Mangle, Mangle, Toy Chica, and Michael Afton shows up too. Michael Afton shows up and
it's party like a Michael party.
Yep, and Michael's like, "Hey, Mike, this is my sister Vanessa," and obviously Mike is like, "Yo, why are we keeping secrets still, Vanessa? That's not cool."
Which, let's just touch on that, bro.
We'll touch on that for a sec.
Like, what the do you mean Vanessa is your sister, bro? I mean, like...
Yeah, I'm still really confused with the whole how Vanessa is Afton's daughter thing. Because I know Vanessa's obviously pulled from Security Breach. But I'm so confused with that lore. Someone in the comments, please help us out with that. Because I'm so lost with that lore. I don't know what they're trying to do here.
Okay, so like, did they ever mention the crying child? Like...
The crying child is Afton's son.
Yeah.
They never mentioned him, no.
So are they even gonna like use that?
I'm sure they will. Maybe in FNAF they'll bring it up.
Cause it's just like, now it's just literally, because in order for the circus baby to be possessed, right? It has to be like,
that's Afton's daughter.
Afton's daughter.
Yeah.
So is the circus baby like possessed by Vanessa in this movie gonna be like, or are they gonna be like a new daughter? Like, it's gonna be that one.
I don't know, man. I don't know where they're gonna go with this. It's hard to say now, especially being like fresh in my mind. Like, probably still need more time to think about it. But yeah. So Michael Afton's like, "Hey, Vanessa, why didn't you tell Mike that you're my sister?" Blah blah blah. And Michael Afton's like, "Hey, Vanessa, come back home because our dad's dead. Come with me," and all that, blah blah blah. And she's like, "No, I am home." And she joins Abby and Mike. That's such a cheesy line too. And
that man wants nothing to do with it, by the way. Anyway.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So they circled him.
Yeah.
Right?
Michael Afton's telling all the toy animatronics, "All right, kill them all. Crush their bones." He literally said crush their bones. That was funny. And they're starting to move in on them until
blow their back out.
Until all of a sudden the old animatronics from the first movie pop out of nowhere and they jump the toy animatronics. They literally like, I won't say fight them, but they literally like rip them apart.
They got backdoored.
Yeah, because Mike earlier in the movie, he went back to the old pizzeria and he was like, "Guys, I need your help. Like, please, if you're there, Abby needs your help. She's in trouble, blah, blah, blah." Yeah, he was like calling out to help and they decided to show up at the house.
And then guess what? 5 seconds later, they died.
Pretty much, yeah. They move on from the bodies, and isn't that not how that's supposed to go? I mean, I guess like for this movie it made sense because in like the games, like don't they burn? Isn't that how you make them move on? They burn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did it in FNAF 3, where it's like they burned the hunter.
Yeah. That's how it ended in FNAF. The good ending is when you burn it and they move on.
Yeah.
That's how they move on.
And they did it in.
But the way they move on in this movie is that after they save Vanessa, Mike, and Abby, they start to power down because they're too far from the pizzeria. Like what was the reasoning? Oh, they weren't meant. Vanessa's like, they were not meant to leave the pizzeria, and I don't know how they had all that strength to walk all the way there, because I'm pretty sure they probably would have moved to a house farther away from the pizzeria. So I was like, I don't know how they were able to walk all that distance just in time.
And wouldn't people question just random animatronics in the street talking about something?
So it was nice seeing them again, but at the same time, it was like, it kind of made no sense, bro.
It didn't, bro.
And it was just so out of nowhere too. It was,
I mean, I figured like there would.
like, how are you gonna give more screen time to the original animatronics, but not the Wizards? Like, what?
I just want to see my son Bonnie punch a nigga.
Oh yeah.
I just really want to see some.
It really annoys me
up.
that Withered Bonnie did nothing in this movie.
You know what I mean? It was just like
it really annoys me.
Man.
And it's not like they can bring them back, because in the games the Wizards never come back. So.
Yeah, it's just like they literally had 5 minutes and said that was it.
Yeah, that was so disappointing. Oh, freaking Mangle. Let's talk about Mangle. Mangle barely had any screen time either.
She was just on the car.
Mangle had the car scene, which you don't get to see a lot of her, a lot of Mangle in some shots, and that was also like very disappointing too. Like Mangle does show up again at the house, but then gets taken out by who? Bonnie? Yeah, by Bonnie, like, by original Bonnie.
It's tragic. Let's just say that, like, the people that you expect, like, you know, would have like aura and like at least have cool moments and shit, they literally didn't have anything.
Yeah, and the movie literally ends with after the toy animatronics are taken care of, Michael Afton escapes, and then the puppet. Oh, I forgot to mention this. The puppet was. Did I mention the puppet was possessing Abby?
No, you didn't.
I didn't. Well, the puppet was able to possess Abby. Mike got rid of that by using the music box on her, and the puppet ends up possessing Vanessa at the end of the movie, and then it's cut to black. That's it. That's the movie. The movie's over. And it plays It's Been So Long in the end credits, so yeah, we got Living Tombstone there. And the mid-credits, let's talk about the mid-credit scene. The mid-credit scene was actually hype. Actually pretty hype.
I mean, I hope so, because like, hey, after what I just saw, they had to have something to backpack on.
So in the mid-credit scene, we finally get our first look at Springtrap.
Yes, you heard it here, folks. The first ever. That guy. Yep. That guy right there. Yep. And he's looking.
Oh, that reminds me. There was no Golden Freddy in this one.
There wasn't.
He did not show up at all.
Which is stupid. He's in FNAF 2.
He is in FNAF 2,
So
yeah.
it's just like, you got at least like. I mean, well, they did show.
They did show the child that was possessing Golden Freddy.
They did show Shadow Bonnie.
They did, yes. I almost forgot. Shadow Bonnie makes a blink and you miss it appearance. Like literally, if you blink and you miss it, it's when Mike is when he's shining a flashlight in the office. So keep a keen eye out for that.
But
yeah, back to Springtrap.
Springtrap.
Yeah. So
like, we have
the scene is
people.
Yeah, people bringing into the FNAF 1 establishment, and they're taking stuff out of it, saying, "Oh, we're gonna make a haunted attraction because that's FNAF 3 is a haunted attraction." And the guy's like, "Oh, take anything that seems of value, anything that could bring back nostalgia." And one guy's in the back, like, "Hey guys, I found a back room, and I found a real one." And that's definitely a callback to the phone guy in FNAF 3. And obviously, what they're talking about is Springtrap. And the way they shot that scene, it really made you think that they weren't gonna show you him for a second. They were teasing so much.
Me off, bro. I was just, bro. If you're gonna like say all this shit, go to this scene, at least show him.
And they did. They did show him,
bro.
And they show like his eyes powering up. It's gonna be all purple.
You know what they could have really done to say "fuck you"?
What?
They could have said, "Rap." As soon as they threw the plastic on, it went to black.
I thought they were gonna do that too. I literally thought they were gonna do that. I was like, I swear to God, if you do that right now,
do it. Don't you do it? But they didn't, and they actually blessed us with like a preview of what Springtrap would look like. And
he looks good. He looks good, man. And that makes me so hyped for FNAF 3, because the only way to go is up from here. Because if it's If they somehow still go down, it's like it's over.
I wonder how they finna make him look like his human form. Like, you know, when you lift up his mask.
Oh
like,
yeah.
How do you think that shit finna look? Because they already
honestly,
said,
makeup department's been cooking on these movies.
Yeah, I mean, like,
they've been cooking. So,
hey, they even just paint him purple. You know what I mean?
No, that too. Yeah.
Just paint him purple, bro. Like,
yeah. So, FNAF 2 had some really cool surprises. Yeah, Circus Baby, Shadow Bonnie, Michael Afton, and Springtrap. I think I'm missing like stuff we haven't seen in trailers. That's about it, right?
That was really it.
Yeah. Those are like the 4 big surprises that like 4 great teasers for what could possibly come in the future.
We didn't mention that Mike met Henry.
Oh yeah, Mike met Henry. Henry Emily has one scene, and he does have a
video,
like an audio thing at the end of the credits where he's like, oh, he's trying to warn Mike that the puppet is possessing Vanessa now. Yeah, that's basically about it with Henry Emily. It was cool to see Henry Emily though. It's cool to see him. I do hope we get to see some scenes of him working with Afton before stuff went down.
Yeah.
But yeah, FNAF 2 had very cool surprises, and it was cool to see those animatronics like doing their thing on screen. But there wasn't enough of some of these animatronics, you know.
Yeah.
The ending felt super rushed. The Wizards basically did nothing.
All they did was walk in the hallway.
Yeah, the climax of the movie was very disappointing. Because the toy animatronics, like, only Toy Chica gets to actually like kill someone in the climax.
I wouldn't even mind if they killed people at, you know, the
random
festival.
people.
Yeah, like festival, like at the fest.
Toy Freddy and Toy Bonnie should have killed those people in their houses. Like, if you're gonna make a horror movie, like especially a movie like this, like show some kills, you know, because I've seen FNAF VHS tapes like do better than that. Come on.
Yeah, but I guess we'll just have to see with the next one, man, because like, I just can't believe that they went worse.
I really thought this was gonna be like better than the first one. I don't think it's completely terrible, but it definitely could have been way better. It should have been longer. Should have given more scenes to the animatronics. That's pretty much all I have to say, really. But they did a great job with teasing FNAF 3. I will say that. All right, James. Out of 10, what are you giving it?
I'll be honest with you, man. Giving it like a 4.
A 4?
A 4.
That's fair. I think I'm going to 5. 5 out of 10.
5 mid.
There were like things in the movie I did enjoy. Like you even like saw me in the theater too. Like there were things where I generally got hyped over.
For
like
sure, yeah.
I think the thing that had me the most hyped was them revealing Circus Baby. That was insane. Like that was a great reveal. But yeah, I'm going 5 out of 10. It could have been way better.
Yeah.
Especially for a sequel like this. Like,
what did you rate the first one?
I gave the first one a 7.
Interesting.
Because I felt like the plot with that one was more like somewhat linear, like more kind of easier to follow a little bit. I guess for them, it was like easier to work with just 4 animatronics in the first movie rather than all these other ones in the second one.
Yeah.
Which I kind of get. Maybe that's why they had to cut some scenes, but they definitely didn't. They definitely could have added more scenes with more animatronics. They definitely could have had more scenes of like just genuine Mike in the office, like actual gameplay.
Shit, that would have been cinema.
Yeah.
But they didn't even do the fucking Flash Foxy mechanic. They didn't even do that. They just fucking powered them down in the system. If it was that easy, we would have.
But yeah, 5 out of 10. It's gonna be 4 out of 10. Yeah.
Hey, if you want to give support to the franchise, you can watch the movie, but don't bring your
friend.
By
all means, like if you're a fan of the movie, I do urge you to go see it because I am curious to see what like other people think, and if we want a FNAF 3, we got to give them money. And I do want a FNAF 3. Like seeing how Springtrap looks, I really want a FNAF 3. Really can't wait to see how they cook that up.
Hey, the worst they can really do is make a show out of it. Right? Hey, man, any last thoughts?
Just a letdown. Just a letdown, honestly. I feel so let down by the sequel. Oh man, but it is what it is. You know, still glad I saw it though.
Yeah, not regretful at all.
Yeah, I'm not like regretting seeing this movie. Like I'm so glad I saw it.
Yeah.
But yeah, still gonna follow this franchise because you know we both grew up on FNAF and feel like I can't stop now.
Yeah.
That's like me with Marvel too. Like grew up on Marvel and we're in this deep. So
Yeah.
how can we stop now? You know?
No, we can't.
But everyone,
Shit.
that's gonna be it for our review. I know our review wasn't really structured. We were
we just freestyle.
We literally freestyled this.
We was bullshit.
Yeah,
right,
we were
we was
freestyling this whole
freestyling.
review, but we hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you thought about the movie down in the comments below. If you did enjoy the movie, great. If you didn't, great still, I guess.
For sure.
Again, thank you again for 500 subscribers. More FNAF content to come in the future. This man's gonna be making a channel soon, so once he has that up and running, go support him.
For sure.
Alright everyone, that's gonna be it for this video. Hope y'all are doing great. Hope y'all have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Alright, man.
Later.
I'm Nightmare Freddy and I'm in your head. I'm Nightmare Freddy and I'm in your bed.